It's a 2014 Dutchman. Came with fixed brackets. I ordered a bracket kit that will make it like the newer ones where the bunks will fold down. We'll see if I can figure it out. Not much for directions. Okay, so what we have to do is swap out these old bunk brackets for this new style bunk bracket, and then they're going to key in. So that's that. So let me get the tips. There's going to be a lot of tip changes. They got different style things going on here. Of course, I already lost the one tip I needed. Oh, it never fails. There we go. Okay, so there's a little cover down here. It's got 5 screws, square drive. Now, when I ordered this system, I swear I had found directions and a whole way to do it. Then I ordered it. Directions were non-existent in the box. And I just tried to look up Google and figure some stuff out, and I cannot find anything. So, who knows? It's probably there somewhere. But this is not a quick and easy way, but it worked. So pull the cover off. Okay. See, my track's a little loose anyway. We're gonna end up having to pull all these track screws all the way up so I could swing this out far enough to get these new arms in, because the old arms were 2 pieces. So there's a tensioner down here. Take note of where it's at. Also check how tight it is up here. I'm gonna have to pull this all the way off because we need to get this bottom bracket off. I don't know if you could see that. Need to get this bottom bracket. Would make sense to get a socket here, but I'm a little ways away from my shop and I just want to get it done. So I'm going to work harder rather than quicker. Typical though. Okay. Almost there. So, a couple things I noticed. You've got to pull this inner C-clip off to get the chain deal off of here. So, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
The other one work?
So far, yeah. So you gotta pull this out. Watch out, you got a wire down here.
Slide in without screwing it out. Screwing it? Like, is it tall enough?
What do you mean?
Because you gotta unscrew all the things all the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I might need your hand in a second. This one has a wire through it, so that'll make things a little more difficult. This is the limiter switch. Oh. Good thing I got the biggest screwdriver there is for these little screws. Okay, so get this switch off here. Almost lost it. Okay, so now this bracket is keyed into the back, so gonna get to slide out. Make sure. There we go. Slides out. It's all connected. Hopefully I don't pull the wires out of the top. It's a common problem with wires on this system where they're getting loose up top and they're not working all the time. So something you might have to check. Okay, so now switch bits. Loosen these. Well, that one's all rusty. That's not good. Definitely got some water somewhere in that channel. Let's see if I can. I'll do one more. Yeah, definitely taking on water somewhere there, so another project to look into. So now we're going to pull these Phillips up here. Sorry about the lighting. These Phillips, there's a bracket in here. I'm going to mark the location so I can put the other bracket back in the same location. Lost our inner clip, which is to be expected. And then there's the other one on the teeth. So these won't slide over this. Ideally it would, but it won't. So, what I want to do, pull this C-clip. Trying not to lose it. And, sorry, I don't think you saw that. There's a little C-clip that goes down on this here. So we'll pop that off, push the pin in, parts falling everywhere. This is the other part that locks in up here. Okay. Get it sideways. Pop the pin back out. Okay, pop that off. Two brackets come off. Original design had two. New design has one. Make sure your keyhole slots are put in the right orientation, because you do not want to pull this back apart. This one, because of the drop deck, in theory, is going to be a little easier to put back in. And I wish I could say how simple that was. Well, that part is, but so what I'm doing here is just zip tying. There you go. Zip tie this up to here so it's out of my way. And then we'll start putting everything back together. Okay. So we're going to start with this bottom. Now, it'd be ideal if we were able to put all this together. And slide it back in. But they make that difficult. So what we're going to do is probably file a little bit, because I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Open it up with a hair with a file, and then we'll kind of pry it in. Wonder if this sounds as magical on camera as it is in real life. Okay, let's see if that'll be enough. What I'm going to do is force it in there. Once it's in, put the seat clip back on and reassemble, attach your screws. Okay, everything's back in working order. I'm going to put a couple screws back in here just to tighten things back up. Okay. So now we'll get the bottom put on. We'll establish our tension, and we will go from there. So like I said, everything's going to go right back on the way it came off. Make sure nothing's jammed up. Besides having everything in your way. And screw the micro switch back in. And for some reason I have more slack now than when I started. So eventually we'll have to go back up there and tighten all that. Pull it back up. Okay. So rubber washer, metal washer, and the lock nut. If you remember, we're using a crescent wrench because why not? So there was about 1/4 inch of thread sticking out, and there was enough play on the chain for it to touch the sides, which pretty much right there. Always go one more for good measure. No, don't always do that. Okay, so simple enough. Go ahead and just cutting the wire tie here. Bring this back down. We'll get our tips changed out. Okay. Get that ready. We're going to put our bracket back on. It has little ears that jump in and lock down. Okay. Five screws. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so now we're going to want to set this bracket. It's going to engage in the teeth in the chain. Here's a little trick. Now, it does not matter what brand chewing gum you put in there. But if you don't do that, it's going to prove difficult to get those two to line up. Okay, so that should be level to the other side when we get the bracket. I'm sorry, it took me a minute. I was a bit confused. Every single bracket is one direction. So I don't know if that's by design or by mistake. And the only way I know how to lock these in so they don't slide out is to put a screw in here. Sorry, once again. So these will slide in here, keyway. Like I was saying, I have extra screws from when I took apart the seat, the old brackets. So that should lock it in. And then the idea is these new brackets will come down, so when they're all the way up, I can mount or actually hold my side-by-side, hopefully, and go from there. And that's pretty much that. Just got to finish securing the screws the rest of the way, check the wires, and then complete the other side. All right, it's the next day. Hit it fresh. But that's it. Brackets are in. You can see we picked up some headroom. I didn't actually measure it before, but the old brackets were basically the top of these. So we're higher than the roof now, so if the side-by-side is gonna fit, it's gotta be below that. All right, that's it.